Right?
Yep.
Change position. Right.
So back again at game 13 of the Best English Championship final between Piotr Andronowski and David Webb. I believe I'm still with Paul England. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
This game will be David Webb to go first, and he's drawn Flamort. Your thoughts, Paul?
Well, there's a foul marked, I'm thinking, if there's a U, but of course it's just U to start. Formal, perhaps? He's playing it pretty quickly.
Take the score on this turn.
Yep. Quackle agrees with formal. I don't think you can knock formal.
So, are there any Benjamins or three-letter extensions on the front of formal?
I suspect there are. I'll leave it a moment before telling people are cheating. Nines are not my forte.
Mine neither. I thought of non-formal, but apparently there is another one.
Okay, I've cheated now. Yes, non-formal would definitely, I think most of us would go with non-formal, even if we weren't sure of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one makes sense too.
It might come to be played. Either one might come to be played on this board. Might do.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, David has got a rack of JILT, a double D, or Jilt Dad. Piotr's got POM, IN-double-T, and it's his turn to play.
Yeah, bonus potential here. He's looking at impotent, possibly. Yeah, bonus potential. Question is, how much do you keep?
Yeah.
You go for five-tile play. There's not a lot of score available here. There might be, I think it's looking for Tom, T-O-O-R and an M.
Yeah. It scores
like
a few
that.
points. It's not disastrous.
Pint is a nice leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a question of style. I think from what I've seen, Piotr tends to go for the turnover move here. So I think we might see him play 5 tiles, which is perfectly reasonable. A lot of us would probably want to play maybe 3, keeping the likes of Pint. I don't think there's too much in it, more a question of style than quality.
he's still thinking about impotent.
Well, I mean, I guess I imagine Piotr's non-native speaker. These sort of things must be harder in the end. Going for impot, yeah.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, Quackle liked Pom. in the tom position, leaving tint. I think I might want to undouble the T's. And there's also tompion. If you want to do turnover, there's tompion. But impot is high up in its suggestions. I don't see much wrong with impot at all.
Okay.
What do you reckon for David?
I can just see Jilt obviously making IT. It's going to score, and he's going to put it down pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, obviously he'd like to unduplicate the D's, but I don't think there's a reasonable option for doing that. There's just not enough score available to do so.
He's going to take his score and be done with it, and that gives him a little bit of an early lead, but that's all.
Yep, we liked it. Quackle liked it. I think fairly straightforward move, and he didn't waste much time about it.
No, it seems perfectly reasonable.
Is Uzo possible? Uzo, Zit, Om. It is, and Quackle likes it too. And there's also Zooms. That's Quackle's second choice. I don't suspect there's much in them. 10 points more. I slightly prefer keeping the S. What do you reckon, Jerry? Again, maybe not too much in it. Take the points for Zooms or sacrifice 10 points to keep the S with Uzo. I would have gone for the latter, and Piotr's gone with the former.
So he's gone with Zooms there.
Yeah, not unreasonably, I don't think. And David's obviously got a bonus here. He'll be looking, I'm sure he's seen it pretty quickly. The question is, can he get better one? Don't dive in and take an inferior one. There are only two according to Quackle. The first one is lining up. The other option is D-Beard. Same place. And I think there's no reason to play D-Beard, so bearded it is. Especially with the J and Z gone, you don't need to worry about the A of bearded so much. But that has given a bonus, which is about to come down here. Piotr's obviously seen it, lining it up. Through the R. He might be looking for, say, a 4-timer briefly, or whether it's something slightly better, but I expect Deuteron will come down pretty quickly. And indeed it does. Good physics word there, Deuteron.
Okay, Deuteron. So it's tit for tat at the moment.
Yep. Good to see a nice point game.
What is a deuteron? You're a physics teacher, are you, Paul?
I am indeed, yeah, well, at least I was. Nucleus of heavy hydrogen.
Oh, gosh. Now we know. So David's going to have big scoring potential here.
Yeah. Obviously, axe under or similar racks, etc. under za and ox, they may be a lot better than that.
Yeah, he can do all sorts of things here. That's for sure. But meanwhile, Piotr has drawn a very likely bonus word.
Yeah, indeed.
So David's going to score, but Piotr's going to score back. So this is going to be an interesting game.
It is. Now, again, I've cheated. There's an obvious score with the X, the likes of axe and racks, which you've mentioned. But I think there's a lot to be said for playing a 55-point move, keeping AX.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh.
Oh, he's going for something completely different. Exarchy. Not unreasonably.
46.
That's Quackle's fourth choice. But that's 46. He could have played Hardy for 55, keeping CAX, and the beautiful spot, which is unlikely to be blocked under the Z.
Exactly.
So I think maybe he should have taken a bit more time. It's a nice move, but I think significantly inferior move.
Yeah.
Hardy. Because you'd want to keep the AX in that situation, and you'd want to score 9 points more.
Yep. That certainly makes sense.
But Hardy's easily missed. Right, like you say, huge potential for Piotr. He must have several bonuses here. Yeah, quite a few. It's virtually impossible to miss all of these. I mean, it takes time to get one of them. Some regulate, for example, is very common. Ungulate,
right,
through the U. Although you tend not to look for the U when you've got your own U. Oh, jugulate, nice, interesting.
It's nice.
It is very nice, yeah. He might get an extra 5. Oh, David knows his J's very well, so probably no challenge.
I think with the other options he's got, he's not going to get 5 for something like that.
Mind you, I think that's false reasoning. Sometimes you assume that because there were so many other options, the opponent must play something correct. It's not always the case.
Yeah, maybe not always. We've come unstuck with that one before. However, it restricts the options from both triples as opposed to something like I don't know, tutelage. Is that which could have gone down, which would have given big options back. So the J there and the E already on the double doesn't give too much back.
Yeah, I think he might as well have scored the 2 extra points for ungulates, but there's not much in it really. Very little there.
Yeah.
Nicely poised game. 31 in it.
Yeah.
And plenty of scoring potential. He's certainly got call at least, which is a nice score. Maybe a lot better than that though.
Yeah, you can play that in several places, and it's worth spending a bit of time on this one because for David, because there's several options.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to leave himself with too many vowels like he did in the last game. Yeah,
that turned out to be, he played Meath quite quickly, and it turned out to be not a huge error, but quite a crucial one.
Mm-hmm.
The call is the obvious move. I think he's lining that up, but like I say, it's a bit vowely keep. There is another 39-point scoring move. which I've cheated with Quackle. It's quite hard to spot, I reckon. Top left, which would leave EE. Kwaito.
How do you spell that?
Kwaito.
Oh, right. I didn't know that one.
I think even people who know it would have trouble slotting it in there because I think your attention's drawn to the top right, possibly bottom right.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people would giving a great amount of attention to the spot there.
Yeah, that's an excellent one.
So same score, 39, but keeps EE as opposed to EEIT.
Yeah, which is definitely preferable.
But I think David will have a look. If he doesn't see Kwaito, I expect he'll come back to Ka.
So are you saying core underneath the Z or core elsewhere?
I'm saying Ka, top right. Ka, at, and we.
Right.
39. It's 34 next to the Z, and it gives the K starter. So both in position and score, I wouldn't want to play it under the Z. It will also partially restrict the E of jugulate. Not a big deal. Other options, you could play Aki, bottom right, A and KY. And Eek's also part of what he's done. Eek is for 36, and that's Quackle's fourth choice. Very reasonable. Leaves a decent balance of weight with an E. So not much wrong with that. Strong bonus potential, but it's not a very bonusy board. There's only CHY really floating. I think that's Piotr's only bonus.
64.
Ah, there is another one. For 1 point less. Melodian.
Melodian, right,
Yeah.
right, okay, so Eidolon.
Both give away quite a lot. Melodian possibly more. And scores a point less, so nothing much wrong with Eidolon. Good spot.
So we now have David turn. He's got the QIANAYR. Is that just a simple matter of putting QIN there, Paul, and be done with it?
This is Piotr's, you mean?
Sorry, that's Piotr's turn, isn't
yeah,
it?
I've got mixed up before. It's easily done. Yes.
So it's David's turn.
Player as well. Yeah, I think possibly in due course, but I think Vinu is the move through the N.
Vinu scores more than waving and is much safer.
Yeah. But then you'd probably want it open. I mean, they'll still be behind after this move. So for that sake, there might be mileage in waving, but I prefer Vinu.
39.
He's not far enough behind that he needs to worry too much about it being open, I don't think, yet.
So this makes it 20 behind for David Webb against Piotr, and it's Piotr with the QRAT, QIANAYR.
So you reckon QIN?
Well, no, because I made a mistake just then, didn't I?
Okay.
So his options: he's got Caddy, he's got Cat.
Yeah, Fakir looks good.
Oh, Fakir looks
pretty
very good.
Quickly.
Yeah. Fakir's better.
36.
Fakir scores well, and we'll keep him give him a 56-point lead with David's turn.
And it's beginning to close down in terms of bonus potential. So 56 is beginning to be quite a decent lead.
Simple play of WOF under the Z would score quite well.
Yep. He's also got few top right.
Yeah.
Toj. I quite like few.
Looks like he's lining that one up and he's keeping his fingers on it, so he might well play that. Meanwhile, Piotr's got the other blank.
35.
Of course. So
Yep.
few goes down.
Yeah, I like few.
Yeah.
Good moves as far as I'm concerned. And Quackle likes it, top of his list.
Yeah.
But it may be not enough due to Piotr's skill and picking.
Two very important things in Scrabble.
Yeah, the blank should be crucial here. And we did talk about extensions for formal, and this is a great time to play it.
It certainly is. Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it?
It's weird. I think if you had non-formal immediately after formal being played, you wouldn't miss it. But it's as the game goes on, it tends to get neglected. I
tend to write those things down on my pad so that I'm looking at them, so it reminds me later in the game when I might get distracted.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I remember doing such a thing with the bright marker pen and in huge letters, and then still missing it later in the game.
Because you've got to be careful your opponent doesn't see your bright marker pen notes.
What you should do is write down phony extensions with bright marker pen.
Now that would be very irregular.
Now, I think non-formal is the play. Assuming he doesn't see that, he can still score things like now under the Z. Would leave him reasonable, balanced rack. I think even at this stage, his main way to lose the game is to David bonusing and him not, which is unlikely given he has the blank. But that's still got to be his main concern.
Yeah, so not that surprising that he doesn't play non-formal and he opts for Noi, which is going to give him a very pleasant 51-point advantage.
Yeah. And it's very difficult to see David outscoring Piotr to that extent with what's in the bag without bonusing.
Yeah.
There are S's for fakirs, but not a huge score going. And that would kill the board really. Now that's ironic. He's got Rontgen with the N, but doesn't fit. If it were Clabbers, he'd be sorted.
What is Clabbers, for those who don't know?
Clabber, you can play any anagram of the word.
Right, so it can go in any order.
So you can in any order, and you could probably play a 9-timer with zooms. Guess you could. There must be one combination that makes a word with zooms. Nope, just H, so that wouldn't work. But he'd still have... Anyway, that's a different game altogether. For now, what can he do? Oh, I quite like Ngui. Ngui is weirdly, I've just been reviewing my 5-letter N's just before this match started. So Ngui is one I just did about an hour ago.
Right, and that's
N-G-W-E-E, top right. $27 it would be, and it would keep Tor, which is a strong bonus leave. I haven't actually got to Ngui on my list. The last one was Ngoma, and then Ngati. I'm not doing them in alphabetical order, obviously, otherwise Ngui would have been before those. quite difficult to spot if you haven't just been reviewing your 5-letter ends. Other options, he can play go, get and go, top right. Leaving enter, nice strong bonus potential, although the bonus spots are closing up. There might also be some mileage in keeping A or O for the W hook of waving.
Okay.
$20.
Okay.
Get it.
Is no good.
Was
Get it is no good. Now, I remember playing Dan Sandu at the 2005 Worlds. That's been accepted. Dan being Romanian, he played betted, which I challenged. He was
Right.
absolutely astonished that I challenged betted. He thinks bet's a verb. Somebody betted something. Whereas it sounds really weird to us, as does getted. But
Yeah.
Piotr's maybe working on the same reasoning.
Okay. He got
But it's
away
not-
with one yesterday, David, when he played Wadee, Wadee.
That seemed odd to me, and I sort of conjectured that that was deliberate by Piotr, and he was going to challenge off Muso, but no, it seems not. Yeah, this is weird to me, because I played David maybe 40, 50 times, and he has played possibly 3 phonies in those times.
Do you think he's playing differently against Piotr?
Well, I think it just so happens more games played against me, he's been ahead. I think when you're behind, you're under pressure, and you get more desperate, which is the sort of situation I was in against David in the previous round. So you tend not to play phonies when you're ahead and in control. It's easier to push the boat out when you're behind and puts you under pressure. You're behind in the match, you're behind in the game. So it's interesting. Another interesting thing is Piotr may think, well, it's only 20 points. But of course, presumably there's no bonus. If he challenges off, David scores nothing. He's not going to bonus the next time. He can block, and this game's pretty much sealed if he challenges off getted. So it may not seem crucial, but it could be pivotal if he actually goes on to lose. But he shouldn't do with this rag. Does he have a bonus? Fakirs looks an obvious spot. Well, that's quite restrictive. The S would have to be 3rd or 4th. Got the I of Fakirs, the R of Fakir. He's got Hausens, however you pronounce it, and Fakirs, which should win the game. And it would be quite interesting to know the times. I can't quite see I can see the clock, but I can't see the time that they both have left. They both seem to be playing fairly quickly in these games. But I think worth taking a lot of time here because a bonus will seal the game. And I think even if you didn't see it immediately, you would mentally make the blank appropriate tiles. Like I think the E is the obvious choice. So if you had an E, I'd be very surprised if you missed thousands. So even if he has to clunk through the alphabet to do it, he should be able to spot it. If he misses it, what can he play? There's a bum move at L12. Scores 40, keeps SH blank. Ooh, shun. Okay, well, it's blocked, partially blocked, but it's left to I and it's left to N. Ooh, and it just so happens that David's bonus fist, this could be a huge turnaround here. This is a game that Piotr should not have lost, and he might well do so.
70.
Yeah, huge turnaround with Get It being accepted, a bonus being missed, and Prunos just slotting in there nicely. This could be a huge turnaround in the match. Although Piotr is still possibly favourite, although it's evened it right up. Now Piotr's done us the disfavour of blocking his tiles.
I left you all alone there, Paul.
That's okay. You missed quite a lot.
Yes.
Piotr had Hausens as his only bonus, which would have been 88 and completely killed the game. He went with Shun, which left only really the I and the N as potential bonus spots. David's Pruinos obviously just slots in there beautifully and is taking them into a 13-point lead.
Right, okay.
Now, still chances for Piotr, but this could be a huge turnaround with those last three moves.
Right.
It was Piotr's game all the way, and he may lose it.
Yes.
No, it's a very interesting situation.
Has Piotr still got the blank to give him?
The blank isn't worth very much at the moment.
Yeah.
There's not much he can do with it, and most of his plays will empty the, three-letter plays would empty the bag and give David a chance to play out in two and win the game. So he could play Pikas. I quite like Pikas. Would give him a 17-point lead. Chance of playing out, although probably not on this board.
Yeah.
It would leave BI blank. Lots of vowels left, including two I's. So, very interesting.
It is interesting, yeah.
Another option is just simply BI, Bo, By, and Is. That would leave David the uncertainty of one in the bag.
Yeah. It's when you need a bit of time on your clock, right?
Yeah. Now this is one. I think we commented earlier. I think possibly both have been playing slightly too quickly, but that does have the upside that they have time for such situations.
Yeah.
But I think if Piotr had taken more time to play Hausens, then it wouldn't be in the situation. The game would be over.
Does waving take an S on the end?
It does. Yes, it does. Because when
powerful play with the C next to the H, couldn't it?
Yeah, Piotr, when he played Shun, had the possibility of playing Anus for 40. Keeping SH blank. which if he had done, again, he wouldn't be in this difficult situation. He'd have another 15 points, so he'd be ahead. And he'd be able to score with PH something. So Anus would also have won the game. Yeah, I hate to say it, but Shun was quite a weak move. It still wins most of the time, but it gives the potential for exactly what's happened to happen. It looks like he's lining up by. Oh, Cribs. Cribs is a possibility. 30 points, leaving AI. But given the Vowley pool, I don't like keeping AI blank. He could pick up another A, another I. We know that in the bag is E.
AAE. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is in the bag. Of course, he doesn't know that. And it is completely random. There's obviously no inference. It's a straight pick from Prunos. Yeah, very tricky. Possibly buy, leave one in the bag. That'll make it pretty difficult for David to play out in 2, which he will need to do, I think, to win.
That's the standard practice in this situation, to leave one in the bag, and it usually works out, but it's not always the right thing to do.
Very tricky. But you see, it's a matter of style. I think a lot of players like to leave themselves 10 minutes or more for this sort of endgame, pre-endgame situation. But if he'd taken more time previously, it wouldn't matter.
Well, he's going to play
Anyway,
BI,
yep.
so
BI.
There we go. This gives Piotr a 9-point lead, one in the bag. We're going to know what it is.
Now, I think if David spots the right move here, he's going to win. Because I think the correct move is Verino and Nit in the same place that Quito went earlier. That's going to take him ahead and leave him with 8, with plenty of places he's going to play. Of course, he's not to know that, but that would give him EAT, EH, and AY, which is probably going to be enough. And I suspect that that's the only move that's going to win him the game, Verino.
But has Piotr not got CAES, making CH, AY, and wavings?
Ah, he does. He does indeed, yes. Assuming he spots it, because he had that possibility last time. Like I say,
he might be forced to spot it, Paul.
Indeed, yeah. He may have been slightly unsure of, although I didn't see him line up any move making wavings. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When needs must. I still think David needs to play Verino to make Piotr play the right moves here.
Well, he's not going to play it.
Yeah,
he is, isn't he? Is he short on time?
It's not like David to be short on time, and if he isn't short on time, I don't know why he's playing so quickly. Because I can't see that winning.
Right. No.
With the blank, Piotr should be able to score enough here to see his way out. Yeah, that's unusual. I'd be interested to know how much time David had left there. It's not like him to leave himself a few seconds. That's 7 points left. He maybe felt the need to block the P. That could well be it. You sometimes get sidetracked, I think. I don't think the P is necessarily the most obvious place to score here. Right. Presumably Piotr has a lot of wins. Obviously, Cease and Wavings is a clear win. And unsurprisingly, Quackles, every single suggestion from Quackle is in that spot with the C. A 4-letter word beginning with C and ending with S. Does he have other wins? You're right, he may well be forced into it. Yeah, I think he's got to play it. And he's got it lined up. Can you see any win without involving wavings? Surely not. Because David's already 13 ahead. Air, top bottom left would be another 13, that's 26. Piotr would have to score 30 odd. And I can't see that happening with other than that spot. And he's got to go for it, surely. I think what he'll do here is he'll look for a win that doesn't involve wavings. I don't think there is one. He won't see it, and then he will play wavings.
$48.
Yep. Sorry, there was a pause there. It's been played and it's been accepted, and that should be Piotr's win. David is now 35 behind. He needs to score 31. I would go for something. Nothing exists, but put the tile somewhere that scores 31. Yeah, I think Piotr will be breathing a huge sigh of relief here. Could have lost that one.
Yeah,
And that
yeah.
was bad loss.
13. Yeah.
Yeah, he's managed to hold on, and in fact, more than hold on. He's managed to win by a fair bit there.
Yeah, that was the best one so
Yeah.
far, I think.
Very good game, yes.
But
Shake hands.
yeah, well done. If he wasn't sure of wavings, it all hinges on that
I missed
move.
anything with that shun rack. Great.
I'm actually surprised he did the challenge, even if he knows
Pauses
really well.
was good.
It's the only way he could win is to get rid of wavings,
Yeah.
but
Thought of it.
it's irrelevant because it is
There's
good.
also, I mean, you could use the wavings